Hello, welcome to Scrap Time. My name's Christine, and this video is part of the Inky background series, and we are going to be playing with texture stamps. Now, what texture stamps are typically background style stamps, but they're just all about adding texture. There's no focal point to it. It's like dots, stripes. This is script. We have a couple script stamps. This is a set by Tim Holtz where you get 4 different textures. These ones here, I have the package. It's like a mixed media set where it's like you've layered stamps, but they've made it all into one stamp, so it's easy to stamp. So basically, it's just to add a bit of extra something to your background. Now, stamps, again, it's a tool that when you find a pattern you like, buy it, because there's a good chance they'll discontinue it and you won't find it anymore. So some of the stamps that I'm using, you might not be able to get, but I'll put links to some similar type stamps that I think are really nice. So I just want to show you some samples. Now with texture stamps today, I'm only stamping in black. I use Black Archival Ink because the Archival Ink is oil-based and you can stamp over acrylic paint, dye inks, everything, gesso. So it is my go-to stamping ink. Here I just stamped some dots in the background. I use the dots again, and by adding these little textures, it breaks up an area. Now this one I wanted to show you. I was stamping over a texture, and so the whole stamp isn't showing. However, just those little black lines in there just adds another sort of extraness to the page, another layer of that. So even if you don't get the full image, it's fine. In this one, I thought I'd put a little bit of script in the water as if the water was telling a story. Up here, I was obsessed with script today. I seem to put it on so many projects, but I think just by adding these little background, it just gives you yet another fun thing to your page or your project. So I'm just gonna go through them. As you can see, more script, but here too I put it on the green as well as into that white space, bringing in some more dimension into the project. Here I used one of those strip stamps and I repeated it, and I stamped and then I stamped again without re-inking. I'm going to show you 2 ways to ink your stamp. Here it's over here I use some of the grid just to put a bit of something extra there, a bit more of the script. This one I found because I had such a focal stencil, I'm like, what more can I do with it? So now I thought, oh, by stamping over it, I'm starting again to pushing it back into the background. Here I put a few more ring circles on top of the rings that I had stamped with my cap. Just in this inky area, I put some more script. Here I put the little circles all down in that area. Here is some of the script. So you can see you don't stamp the whole background, you can stamp areas. And in a lot of cases, I was just using one stamp, but you can use multiple stamps on a background. I put the script this way, and then I turned it, and so put it this way. And then over that area there, I put a bit of script. Okay, so I have 2 backgrounds. So this first one is here, and I'm going to use this dot I have. And because it's darker, I'm going to ink up my stamp. I'm going to push the ink into the stamp. Now I'm only really putting it around the middle because when I stamp with these, I hold the edges and I fold it because I don't want a block of the design. I want just areas. So I fold it and I sort of roll it. And then you see I'm just getting random little circles, and then I can be like, oh, I want more there. I can go back. And now I've just added all those little dots into the background there. And then I have this one, it's a bit lighter, and I'm gonna get this script stamp I've been using, but instead of stamping, this time I'm going to rub my ink, and by rubbing the ink, you get a lighter finish. Or like it won't be as dark on my vinyl. And again, I still roll it. And I'll stamp it multiple times, even with the one inking. So you can see I'm not looking to get that solid, like, what does the stamp say? It's just having those little bits of ink and texture poking through. And so it doesn't overtake the background, it just adds texture to the background. And that gives you a few ideas. And again, I'll try and find some really great texture stamps and link them in the description below if you're looking to add some new texture stamps to your collection. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give our video a thumbs up and subscribe to Scrap Time videos on YouTube. And for more Inky backgrounds, be sure to check out the Inky background playlist.